Fulham, the obstacle standing between Aston Villa and a return to the Premier League. It's honours even between the two clubs this season, with Villa winning 2-1 at Villa Park and the Cottagers winning 2-0 at Craven Cottage. Fulham are the bookies' favourites heading into the Wembley showdown after a remarkable run took them to third place, one position above their final rivals. We spoke to Ryan O'Donovan, a regular Whites watcher from Football.London, for the inside track on Slavisa Jokanovic's men. Here's the lowdown. Sum up your season. I'd say it was the old cliché, a tale of two halves. It started off as one of disappointment for Fulham. A poor start saw the side slip to 17th in the table after a summer that was full of hope and optimism. But after the defeat at Sunderland, the lowest point in the campaign, the White season can only be described as phenomenal. To go 23 games unbeaten and challenge for the top two after that start makes where they are now all the more impressive. Who have been Fulham's top three players this season? Tim Ream, the centre-back, has enjoyed his best season in his career and has been an ever-present rock at the back. Fulham lacked strength and defence last year, but Ream has stepped to the plate and has been consistent all season. Kevin McDonald, an unsung hero in Fulham's side, his anchor role protects the back four and allows the more creative players to flourish. He adds balance to the side, and although he doesn't score that many goals, he is vital to the Fulham machine. Ryan Sessegnon, an obvious one after the season. He's had 16 goals for a 17-year-old is just unbelievable when you think about it. His goals were vital when Fulham were pulling themselves out of their rut, and his ability to pop up with a goal at the right time cannot be understated. Former Aston Villa board member Lance's high-profile recruitment role. Sum up your thoughts on Villa's season. 1. Fancied Aston Villa to go up automatically myself. You look at their squad and see quality all through it. From the outside looking in, it seems to have been a good season for Villa after previous years, but I can't help but feel that with the players at their disposal, they should be in the top two. From our point of view, it seems that inconsistency has been the reason why Villa weren't in the race for automatic promotion for longer. Who is the Villa player you would most fear in the playoffs? Jack Grealish. The side seems to be built around him, and when he's on his game, he's by far and away one of the best players in the championship. He has the ability to make things happen for Villa, and I think a lot of people were glad he missed out in the game at Craven Cottage earlier this season. He's on form. The Wembley pitch will no doubt play into his hands, and he could exploit the space in between Fulham's defence and midfield, and that's a worry for the Cottagers. How would you describe the job Slavisa Jokanovic has done? It's been a very solid job. He guided the side to safety in his first year and since then has taken Fulham on an upward trajectory. Some were calling for his head in November when the side were struggling, but he's hauled them into contention for a spot in the Premier League, and he's done it playing easy on the eye football, which isn't easy to do in the second tier. What have been the 5 best moments of the season? Sheffield United 4-5 Fulham, a crazy night which saw Ryan Sessegnon score a hat-trick on his 50th appearance for his boyhood club. I probably won't see a game like that again for a long time. Middlesbrough 0-1 Fulham. The game at the Riverside proved Fulham have the steel this season that they were lacking in the last campaign. Add that to a last-minute penalty to secure 3 points and it's a pretty good time. Fulham 2-0 Wolves. This period in February was make-or-break time. Fulham played everyone in and around the top 6, but the victory over Wolves proved the side had to what it takes to mix it with the very best in the division. Fulham 2-1 Preston. It was a hard-fought game up at Deepdale, and after Sean Maguire had equalised it looked like Fulham would have to settle for 1 point. but Alexander Mitrovic's last-minute goal sent the travelling fans into raptures as the unbeaten as the team made it 4 wins on the bounce. Fulham 2-0 derby. I can't mention best moments without mentioning the playoff final. Fulham played magnificently and the atmosphere was one not seen at the Cottage since the Europa League run back in 2010. And the 5 worst? Sunderland 1-0 Fulham. Sunderland hadn't won at home in a year. Up step Fulham. No more needs to be said. Wolves 2-0 Fulham. Defeated Molineux, which looked like a training game at times, made it the whole month of October without a win and 5 in total. Fulham 0-2 Bristol City. The club had just sacked data analyst Craig Klein, and on the pitch Fulham were outplayed by their visitors. It looked like it would be a season full of turmoil for the Whites. Derby 1-0 Fulham. Another playoff defeat for Fulham and it looked like the curse could continue for the Whites. They peppered Derby's goal with efforts but couldn't find the breakthrough. Tom Kearney's injury in pre-season. The talisman, he got injured in pre-season and it took until the second half of the season before we saw the real Kearney again. How would you sum up your fans this season? What have been the best chants? The fans have been great this season. The majority continued to back the side in the poor spell in October and travelled in big numbers towards the end of the campaign. The "try before you buy" slogan going round about the playoff final at Wembley and Shahid Khan's potential purchase has been a particular highlight for me. The manager's fired up. Get about them. Free travel. Give us your final prediction, please. I'm tempting fate here, but I'm going to go with 2-1 Fulham. I think the Whites have enough about them to win this game, but Villa will pose the biggest challenge they've faced so far. Fulham have quality all over the pitch and I think now is their time to finally get back into the Premier League.